Okay, let's dive right in. If you're in the startup world, you know that speed is everything. You hire someone and you need them contributing, well, yesterday. But what happens when that need for speed collides head on with a new person's very first day? That's the huge challenge we're going to unpack right now. And you won't believe how high the stakes are. Get this, a massive 70% of new hires make up their mind about whether a job is the right fit within their first month. 30 days. That is a tiny, tiny window to make a good impression.
So that's the big question, right? Can you actually move at the speed a startup demands, but also give new people a great onboarding experience that makes them excited to stick around? It feels like you can't have both, but you absolutely have to.
Because look, when you get onboarding wrong, it's so much more than just a few awkward moments. The fallout is serious. We're talking real damage to your budget and even your company culture. Let's really look at the costs here. First, the good news. The payoff for doing this right is incredible. Companies that nail their onboarding see 82% higher retention, and their new folks are 70% more productive. I mean, those aren't just small tweaks. That's a genuine competitive advantage. But here's the flip side. A truly shocking 31% of employees quit a new job within the first 6 months. Just think about that. That is a colossal waste of recruiting time, money, and momentum for the whole team. So why are they walking away so fast?
Well, it usually boils down to a few core problems. The job wasn't what they were sold, there's no real training, their manager is MIA, or they just feel completely lost and unprepared. And here's the kicker. Every single one of these problems is preventable with a good onboarding process.
Now, I can already hear what some of you might be thinking. We're a startup. We're just too busy for all that. Well, that's what we call the speed trap. And honestly, it's a really dangerous way to think.
Just picture this scene. It happens all the time. Your awesome new engineer shows up on day one totally fired up, but their laptop isn't set up. They can't log into anything, and their manager is completely swamped and can't meet with them. All that energy and excitement just evaporates, replaced by frustration and doubt. And look, don't just take my word for it. The experts over at the Namely HR platform put it perfectly. They say this sink or swim approach is a poor onboarding strategy that leads to high turnover in the first year. It basically tells your new hire that you're not prepared for them and you don't really value their time. It's the classic penny-wise, pound-foolish mistake, you know? You try to save a few hours by not prepping for a new hire's arrival, but you end up paying for it over and over again in lost productivity, team disruption, and the insane cost of having to hire for that exact same role 6 months later. Okay, so we've talked enough about the problems. How do we actually fix this? Let's get into the solution. We've got a playbook for you with concrete, actionable strategies to build an onboarding process that gets people up to speed quickly and makes them feel great about their decision to join. So here's the game plan. It starts before they even walk in the door. It's built on a system you can use again and again. You give them a buddy, you get the whole team involved, you help them score some quick wins, and, this is critical, you're always asking for feedback so you can make it better.
Let's really dig into that first step because it's a game changer. Onboarding doesn't start at 9 a.m. on Monday. No, it starts the second they accept your offer. Send them some company swag, get the boring paperwork done online, give them a simple 30-day plan. All this stuff means they show up feeling prepared, not panicked.
Now, this next one is maybe the simplest, most effective trick in the book, the buddy system. Giving a new hire a go-to person for all their dumb questions isn't just nice, it's a performance booster. In fact, 56% of employees said having a buddy helped them get up to speed way faster. It's a no-brainer. And this is so important. This can't all fall on one person's shoulders. For this to work smoothly, it has to be a team sport. HR gets the official stuff done, IT has the laptop and logins ready to go, the manager sets clear goals, and the team makes them feel like part of the crew. When that's all in sync, it's magic.
All right, and now for the final step, the one that honestly most companies completely forget. You have to ask for feedback. How are you supposed to know if your process is working if you never ask? It's wild, but 55% of organizations admit they don't measure this at all. Just asking a few simple questions can make your process 10 times better. So when you put all these pieces together, what are you really building? The goal is to turn your company's front door from a chaotic revolving door into a powerful launchpad for your new talent. When it comes right down to it, you have a choice to make. You can have a rushed, messy process that acts like a revolving door, spitting people back out. Or you can build a thoughtful, quality process that's a true launch pad for success. That choice really says everything about your company.
And I really want to hammer this point home. Doing onboarding right is not about slowing down, not at all. It is the foundation that lets your team accelerate faster and more sustainably over the long run. Investing that time up front pays off in a huge way.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Take a really honest look at how you welcome new people to your team. Is your process a launch pad, setting them up to soar? Or is it just keeping a revolving door spinning? The answer tells you everything you need to know.